Hello lovely people, welcome to another edition of the Foolish Fish Esoteric News with your weekly updates on the worlds of esoteric and occult book publishing and arts and events and paraphernalia, and we're once again sponsored by miskatonicbooks.com. Thank you so much, miskatonicbooks.com. It really means the world to be able to continue doing these news videos. Thanks to your support. And for those of you visitors, those viewers who don't know miskatonicbooks.com quite yet, you are in for a treat, folks. Go and check out the links down below to miskatonicbooks.com because they've got all kinds of just treats and delights, the kinds that you love. Not just books, by the way, also some courses. There was a wonderful course recently by Parlay, which is still available to purchase, and of course Oracular Mediumship by Mandy Wild, which is just in the process of happening right now. So go and check out those wonderful courses. But yes, of course, miskatonicbooks.com is mainly about books and beautiful occult books, difficult to find esoteric books that have been out of print for a long time, and books that have been published maybe outside of the US. And for those US customers looking to purchase some of these books, it's definitely a cheaper option to go for these than to buy them from abroad, of course, right? But also you'll find all the super deluxe editions, all the lovely artisanal editions that have been published over the years and that are very, very hard to find. This is a really nice resource where you can find everything you need. All right, let's start, folks. There's so much news this week. We're starting with two items from Theon Publishing. First of all, She of the Night has indeed arrived. Actually, I've got my two copies that I purchased a couple of months ago and that I've been waiting for just impatiently. This is one of my most anticipated books of the month, not just the month but the actual year. There isn't very much out there of very high quality on Lilith that I'm aware of, and I think that this is going to fill that gap. Look at those books, folks. Oh my goodness, they're just so beautiful. And having had the actual article in my hand now, I will read through them and then do a review very, very soon, okay, I promise. These are shipping as we speak. If you've ordered them and you live outside of Europe, you can expect possibly a couple of weeks for those books to arrive where you are. But they are lovely, and I can't wait to actually show you the real deal in a full review book. So you can find that directly through Theon Publishing over here. Links down below, of course, right? I'd be very surprised if those didn't arrive at Miskatonic Books within the next week or so, if you're purchasing from the US. And then, of course, there is the pre-orders are coming to an end for Ritual and Epiphany and the Mysteries of Mithras, the Secret Cult of Saturn in Imperial Rome. I'm recording this on Thursday, 5th of June, and actually this evening, which is going to be a little bit late, too late for most of you watching this, Peter Mark Adams is giving a talk, a virtual talk with Watkins Books on this topic. This is, again, I mean, how can you not be hyper excited for this, right? So we're looking at the Artisanal edition mock-up right now, and this, I guess, is what the regular fine edition is going to look like. Very, very beautiful. Those of you who know Peter Mark Adams will know that this is going to be of extreme quality content wise, and I'm so excited to see Peter Mark Adams publishing with Theon Publishing, for whom I have a huge amount of respect, as you know. So that's really, really wonderful. And so put your orders in ASAP. Very, very cool stuff. Okay, and then we've got news from Metastasis at .bigcartel.com. You may remember a few months ago, maybe about a year ago by now, I reviewed this, the Calendrier Magique, facsimile of the original, all with the gold foiling, just identical to the original. And there is a new set of these that has just come out. Anathema Publishing were holding 40 copies and they sold out overnight. So yeah, if you want to get hold of a copy, then you can go directly to Metastasis. The links from that you'll find down below, especially if you live in Europe. If you live in the US, as you can see over here, please order directly from AJNA with this this link over here, right? So you'll be able to find that at the Metastasis page that I'll link for you down below. Check out my review if you haven't done so already. It's a very beautiful document with some magical merit. There's no doubting about that. But for me, first and foremost, it is a delightful work of turn of the century art, and it is gorgeous. All right. Let's move on to yeah, this is an interesting one, folks. This is Mark Rogers, the South. Let me see if I can just zoom out a little bit here so we can actually see the picture. Pre-sale available now. The Southwestern Bellows Volume 1. I'll just zoom a little bit back in order to be able to read that. Just as much of a storybook as a book highlighting Mark Rogers' incredible imaginative paintings. I really like this kind of lowbrow style. I've always liked this lowbrow style, but I think that Mark Rogers captures it in a particularly fun way. Right, so it is a book of art. It is a book of stories with the art accompanying it, and it is a compilation of, if I understand correctly, 6 different issues of something that the author created, all bound together to make a 160-page hardbound book. It looks like a lot of fun. It looks just very beautiful once again, and very kind of quirky. I like this style very much, and so yeah, I've left links for you down below, of course. Let's get back to 100%. Here we are, and we've got news from Black Letter Press, who are letting us know that they still have just a few copies of the artisanal edition of the Hypnerotomachia polyphily, and it's lovely. It's really lovely, folks. Let me see if I can. Oh, there we are. We're getting to see them all slip cased and looking all snug there. Looks really nice. Naturally, these are still available. I say naturally, maybe they're not, but I think they're still available in their regular edition. Yes, you can still buy it in its regular edition that I did a review for. So if you want to get a closer look at exactly what this is, if you're not aware of what this is, yeah, take a look. It's a very interesting book. And of course, this edition gives you the original text, which is a mix of Latin and Old Italian and some Greek and, various languages, with an English translation by Paul Summers Young accompanying it. So that's really nice as well. It looks so good on the shelf. It looks so good. But beyond that, it is a fascinating, kind of puzzling classic that some of you may really appreciate. And there's a paperback edition as well, if even the standard hardcover is a little bit out of reach. So there we go. That's nice. Okay, let's take a look at what's on Amazon. So please remember, as always, if you're able to buy anywhere else, please do. But if you're going to be buying from Amazon anyway, then the links down below are associate links that give me a small commission. And that really helps me along the way to continue doing this for you guys. Just a big thank you to everyone who does reach Amazon through any of my links. It doesn't actually matter what goes into your basket. If you've reached Amazon through one of my links, then I will get a small commission off anything that you buy there. So let's take a look. Sacred Bones, Magic Bones, Stories from the Path of the Bones. This is a new book by Ness Bosch. So let's take a little read here. Bones have many stories to tell, so many that it would be impossible to tell them all. The path of the bones belonging to no one and everyone. The path of the bones only understands bones. Beneath the skin, beyond physical, linguistic or cultural barriers, you and I are made of the same essence and held by the same skeleton. In a world of barriers in which we have to jump to relate to one another, bones speak a universal language that connects us. Bones, together with the elements of nature, are the basis of spirituality of humanity, the spirituality of humanity. I was very interested in some of the reviews here, folks. Let's take a quick look here. One of the things I appreciated right away about this book is in the foreword, where Bosch acknowledges the bones of indigenous children found in Western Canada, noting that bones speak even when people can no longer do so. So I think that from the perspective of a work on necromancy and a lived experience on necromancy, I think this is going to be of great value. You know, the cult of bones and the cult of the ancestors is very old, dating back to prehistoric times. The first rituals were born near the dead. Bones are not something out of the ordinary, yet still people who fear them. Bones are magical. They leave a trail we can follow. It's up to us to follow that path of bones to the entrails of our own history. That sounds really exciting. Available in paperback and Kindle. Good. Then we've got the Magical Notary Art, which was released a few days ago. Sigils, Seals, Notaries and Signatures. And this is by Frater Barabbas, whom many of you may already know. He's been quite a prolific author in the occult spheres. So let's see, the art of sigil magic, so not to confuse this with the Ars Notoria, right? But of course it is directly related, the title is directly related, because we are talking about similar concepts at least. The art of sigil magic uses the information model of magic to generate symbols, caricatures and pictograms that have a vested power in the super symbolic realm. It's part of the notary methods of magic that includes seals, signatures, and words of power. The Magical Notary Art is the book that brings together all the elements of linguistic magic into a singular tome, indeed. That sounds really interesting. You know, I think that there is still quite a lot of misunderstanding around sigils, and I think that a book on the concept and on the various forms of sigils and, you know, how unrelated they may be, but also how related they may be, is going to be of interest to many people. So that's a really nice new addition to what exists out there on that topic. This is available in paperback via Amazon.com. And then there's a series of books, and there are 2 books out so far, the Hoodoo Cartomancy and Hoodoo Card Magic. It sounds like magic tricks, right? But actually it's so much more than that. It is the Hoodoo tradition of using playing cards for the purpose of actual magic, theurgic and thaumaturgic magic. Dive into the Hoodoo Crossroads series, which will eventually have 4 books, if I understand correctly. A powerful collection of 5 books there. I got that wrong. That reveal the secrets of Hoodoo magic, divination, and root work. Whether you're a beginner or a seasoned practitioner, Miriam Fay's engaging style and practical wisdom will guide you every step of the way. You've held a deck of cards in your hands before, but never like this. Secrets of Hoodoo Cartomancy takes you deep into the roots of reading playing cards the Hoodoo way, where every card carries power, and every shuffle holds a secret. Those of you who don't know very much about Hoodoo, I do recommend checking out what it is. It's a syncretic magical system, magical religious system actually, that incorporates the religions of several cultures together, including Catholicism, which is why it appeals to many Christians who are approaching the topic of magic, but don't want to lose their own roots. This is a really nice system, and Aaron Davis is a really nice major figure talking about Hoodoo and root work via the Blackthorn School. So if you're interested in further discovering any of this, and then Secrets of Hoodoo card magic. Again, it's not about finding the ace of spades in the deck, but rather this is where the magic gets laid down, sealed and stirred. If book 1 taught you to speak the card's language, this book teaches you how to command it. So this sounds very exciting as well. I'm sure that many of you will be just as excited about these as I am. Available both in paperback. I'm going to go ahead and expect a print on demand here, right? And alternatively a Kindle edition. So let me see. Yeah. That's clearly self-published, but nevertheless a really rare topic and an exciting one. Good. Let's take a look at it kind of is a tarot deck. They're calling it an Oracle of Many Paths, a 78 card tarot, oracle and numerology deck that transforms into a map. Oh my goodness, this really captured my imagination, folks. Let me turn my phone on to Do Not Disturb. Sorry for not doing that earlier. I just recommend checking out the video, okay? Just do me a favor, folks. Go over to Kickstarter, check out the links down below, find the Kickstarter for the Oracle of Many Paths, and click on this video. It is the most beautiful thing. And I think that many of you who appreciate pretty things are really going to appreciate this. I think you're really going to like them. Each card features paths, right? So the concept of a path is kind of the structure of this deck. Each of the cards features a path. It might be a forking path, it might be a meandering path, it might be a dead end, it might be various forms of path, and these paths represent the concepts of that card, and you put them all together, not just in a long panorama, but as an entire grid that forms a map, and it's just lovely. It's just so lovely. Look at that presentation. It's yeah. I mean, this is good stuff, right? I really think that this is going to appeal to many people out there. Beautiful, colorful, and hand drawn, right? Hand painted. On an electronic device, but that is completely normal in this day and age. It's the use of AI which I do not accept in a deck that I use. There we are. Some of you have been asking me, by the way, why do I hate AI so much? I don't hate AI. I hate AI when it's used instead of human genius and pretending to be human genius. And art is about digging into one's own soul and sharing that with the world. So when I see art from another human being, I'm finding out about another human being's experience. And AI doesn't do that. AI is just pixels on a page splattered there. It might be pretty, but it's not about another human's experience. So no, I need an oracle deck at least, or a tarot deck to come from someone's soul. Yeah. So there we go, and this certainly appears to be the case. Beautiful, beautiful stuff. Do I use AI for, asking various questions about stuff that I'm interested in? Yeah, absolutely. That's a useful use of AI. Yeah, this is really beautiful. Okay, folks, let's continue. We've got news from Anathema Publishing, who are stocking a new set of jewelry and talismans, really, pendants from AZK, Shandi AZK. As you can see, they are really, really lovely. As usual, I'm just really... I like these so much. I'm sure many people will see these pendants and think, oh, I could do with one of them. They're really lovely, really, really beautiful, really, they capture a rarely captured essence, in my opinion, and it makes so much sense that Anathema Publishing should be the ones to stock these. Beautiful work, Shandi. Beautiful. Oh, that toad. So nice. Oof. Yeah. Feel free to send gifts, folks. I'm kidding. By the way, thank you for those of you who have been sending gifts. How very, very kind. How very, very generous. There was... Noah, in the previous video that I released yesterday, made an insanely generous donation. Thank you so much, Noah. Just wanted to acknowledge that. It was very, very kind. This is in the review of Psychopomps and the Soul that I released yesterday. You can go and check that out. I was very, very, very kind. I was definitely not expecting that. Okay, let's move on to news from the Philippines. We got the Con Philipines Summer Festival happening on June 21st. The Astbury Poblacion Makati. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that properly. Get your tickets over here. It's the biggest tarot event of Southeast Asia, and you probably know Robert Rubin from Tarot TV, Magic TV, sorry Robert, Magic TV, of course, who is organizing all of this. And it's happening very soon. If you happen to be in the area, it'll be a lot of fun. There's no question about that. And if you, I don't know anything much more about that. I was going to suggest that if you wanted to appear there yourself, then there could be a way of doing that, but I don't know that for sure. I do know that at the bottom over here, it gives you options to build your brand with us, so maybe something to look at a little bit further if you're looking to offer sponsorship. That makes sense. Good stuff. So that's happening on, just remind me, it's on the 21st of June 2025. Okay, so that's exciting stuff. And then this is an event happening in Denmark. I believe it's in Copenhagen at the the library, the Royal Library. Is that what am I looking at here? The something library, clearly. I'm going to assume that KG is to do with royalty. It's probably written somewhere here and I just can't see it. So this just looks like fun. There we go. Between Heaven and Earth, Magic, Books, Alchemy and Occult Photography. In this year's major special exhibition, you can explore the most magical parts of our cultural history when Royal Danish Library, what did I tell you? Enchanting collections are exhibited For as long as we humans have existed, we have had a desire to understand the incomprehensible, from ancient astrologers and ritual phenomena to today's spiritualists and scientists. In this year's major special exhibition, Between Heaven and Earth, you are invited into a world of fascinating inexplicability, based on the enchanting collections of Royal Danish Library. Between Heaven and Earth takes you through all the most mysterious parts of our cultural history. It sounds like a lot of fun. Discover disease, curing witchcraft books, occult photographs, alchemical experiments, love-inducing prophecies, accounts of fantastic creatures, mystical manifestations, and many other magical objects. Yeah, really very, very cool. There is an accompanying witchcraft, prophecy, and prejudice course, which is entirely in Danish, but those of you who speak Danish may be very interested. Okay, and then finally, my board game of the week. This would not normally feature on my radar. It does look very simple compared to what I usually play. I usually point out that Monopoly is, the most popular board game of all time. And it's also probably one of the worst board games of all time. I hate Roll the Die and Move Forward. This is not Roll the Die and Move Forward, even though you have very Monopoly-looking pawns over here. I really, really like the design of this. It's a trick-taking game, so you're using playing cards and you're betting on how many rounds you're going to win, pretty much. Okay, and depending on that, you're going around this race course. This just looks so classy. It looks so premium. I just it's so simple, and yet the details are so minute, so intricate and precise. It just oozes class, and I love it. I might be showing my very I don't know, mainstream mid-40s male tastes, possibly, who knows, but this, I don't know, I saw this and I thought, what, this is actually quite nice. It looks like a game that would be very simple to teach, simple to learn, and therefore simple to teach. And they've put some effort into the feel of the game without making it overcrowded and kind of, heavy with imagery like so many games are. And yet there is imagery, and the imagery is competent. I like that kind of balance of just stark classic simplicity with very intricate competence on display. I mean, this golf bag, I don't play golf, but I see this golf bag and I think, this isn't just a piece of plastic going around the board. It's a little piece of art, right, going around a glossy, pretty board. I like that. Those accolades are kind of what I'm thinking, So that's good, and it's reasonably affordable as a standard edition, with just can pay a little bit more and get some extra pawns for larger parties. And it does seem like the kind of game that you could potentially play at a slightly larger party, right? I usually have 4 people around a table when I have a board game night, but sometimes there's 6 or 7 of us, and it's like, would be nice to have something to play. And I always go to the same 1 or 2 games that are great for larger crowds, but this is this could potentially be a part of it. there we go. That's all I'm going to say about this. Thank you so much once again for watching. I really appreciate everyone just sharing your ideas on the stuff that I might have missed out on, stuff that is on your radar that you think that I might appreciate. Leave all of that good stuff in the comments down below. I will be very grateful to know what you're excited about. Even if you just spotted something in the stuff that I've just shown you, let me know what you're excited about this week. And if you'd like to have a one-to-one conversation with me, if you'd like me to read your tarot, if you'd like me to look into what could be useful for you to be learning about, studying, working on your personal life, what direction you could potentially be taking going forward, if you'd like some recommendations for your own practical magical practice, then yeah, just check out the links down below to get a one-to-one conversation with me, a video chat with me. They're still pretty inexpensive. I'm wondering if it might not be time for me to increase the prices, unfortunately. But for the moment, there's no talk of that quite yet. And so if you'd like to have a conversation with me, then doing so sooner than later is probably going to be the cheapest way to do it. What else? If you'd like to support the channel, of course, the Patreon is the best way. And I just want to say thank you to all the supporters through Patreon and through YouTube memberships. Your support means really so much to me. I appreciate it so much. And that's going to be about it from me for this week. Thank you so much. Once again, take care of yourselves, take care of each other. Oh yeah, leave a like. That helps. See you soon. Bye-bye.